Hello, my name is Wallace Mendelson. Have you ever wondered where antidepressants came from? Well, strangely enough, it's a story that goes back to rocket fuels in World War II. The German V-2 rocket was the world's first guided ballistic missile. Sadly, it was used to terrorize citizens in Antwerp and London. But when the war ended, interestingly enough, there was a surplus of this fuel and nobody knew what to do with it. Its name was hydrazine, and ultimately it was bought by pharmaceutical companies who thought it might be a chemical building block for making other kinds of products or medicines. As it turned out, scientists in Nutley, New Jersey found that a derivative of hydrazine made an effective drug for tuberculosis. It was known as isoniazid, and a cousin drug, iproniazid, were developed as well. Now, the interesting thing is that when doctors gave iproniazid to their TB patients, they noticed that the patients gained weight, felt better, had more energy, and that their mood became much more optimistic, even cheerful. A large study done at Seaview Hospital in Staten Island, New York, caught the public's attention. There were newspaper articles which described patients, quote, dancing in the halls, unquote. Well, this was something of an exaggeration, but nonetheless, psychiatrists such as Dr. Nathan Klein at Rockland State Hospital in New York thought that it might be useful to treat medically healthy patients with depression. As it turns out, iproniazid was an effective medicine for making depressed patients feel more hopeful, have more energy, and begin to return to feeling more like normal. It was the first medicine in a class known as MAO antidepressants. Around the same time, another group of medicines became available for depression, and these were known as tricyclics. The two groups of medicines caused a kind of revolution in psychiatry. For the first time, there were effective medical treatments for major depressive illness. Well, just to give you a little follow-up of the things we mentioned on this broadcast, the V-2 rocket went on to become the first man-made object to reach outer space. Hydrazine is still used as a rocket fuel, for instance, in the maneuvering jets of the space shuttle and in the landing jets of the Mars Curiosity rover. Hydrazine is also used in other ways. It's an industrial foam that makes disposable coffee cups, insulations, even spandex. But perhaps more importantly than any of these, the door was opened by these medicines for finding ways to successfully treat depression. They had many limitations, and although still available, they've largely been supplanted by newer drugs. But it was a beginning on a road that we're still traveling on, and it all began with rocket fuels from World War II. I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. If you'd like to see similar stories, you may wish to see the book, The Curious History of Medicines in Psychiatry, available on Amazon as a paperback and a Kindle ebook. Thanks for listening. Bye.